And things happened.
I would quite like to. I had to use my inspiration last time to not get obliterated by a goddess.
Excellent, go ahead.
And that's the recap.
And that's the recap. Yeah, no, I mean, and so about that, the party, after having a wonderful rest in this little guest cottage here, and after some arguments about what a gazebo is, and some coffee and some sandwiches, they went into this temple, which is called the Temple of the Warden, mainly praying to Diomede and Ezekiel, conveniently. And we were here to take a challenge of power. That's just what I'm going to call it. Challenge of power. All of us agreed to take it. Going down into the depths via some staircase, I don't know. And all put our hands on a fancy... It was like a brazier. I think it was a brazier. Basically, we all went into what is basically the demi-plane spell, but stronger because it was made by an actual goddess. In there, we had our souls tested and were questioned about what we would do in certain things. Some of us, at first with group questions, being asked to choose in between friends in the world, why we fight, and something about our friend. Then one other thing about our friends, I believe, but I don't remember.
I believe those were the only 2 group questions.
There are only 2 group questions. Okay, never mind.
And then everything else was in the individual vision.
And then everybody else, which is why I can't give too much of a recap, because everybody had their own visions. Everybody coming out successful, some through a bit more skin of their teeth. And we have been given boons by the, as far as I know, goddess of vengeance, Diomede. Or I don't know what she is. She likes to smite things, I can tell you that firsthand. And the Khazalean, or the Ezekiel, as he is more commonly known, also showed up at the end and has given Renea, who, as a reminder, is a great some odd grandchild.
Who is also an alien from that lineage.
That's... Yes! Sage has been watching Ancient Aliens, which I will never condone. And... Quite you. And... I suppose now we should hear those questions. Everybody is going to be going through some big... Most of us are going to go through some big changes here, which is going to make for some very fun roleplay. I cannot wait.
So, very good, very good. You have achieved your shoops and whoops.
And the boops.
That'll be for later. I'm reading DMs right now. For the visions, obviously the first one, because I was being a bro, is redundant. So would you like to change that while I answer the others?
I guess let's change that one to
Actually, while you think of that, I'm going to finish updating this thing I was working on, because I'm almost done. But Khazalean is waiting there before you all for his questions to be provided. I have to go and drop these into a token stamp. I'll find that. I'll drop it via frickin' this. Rude banana face. There we go. Do you want the close-up or the other one to be your main, JC?
Close up. And if you're doing tokens, can you also get the little tiny Ixon?
There's a little tiny Ixon?
Yeah, he's in the Fable 8 chat.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a
yeah,
new
grab
separate
that.
token.
Yeah, I'll grab that.
Also, I don't have access to the basement. I just have
Yeah, me neither.
the temple. Just
As a heads up.
Map
I
tool.
only have the temple as well.
They're on the same map.
oh oh
look at
oh. Okay.
To the left.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, your token's
Wait,
right here.
has this
Vaz
always
and Felipe
been
here.
just a circle out here? Because I
Huh?
thought
Yeah.
this was like I never explored. I
No.
never explored. I
it's
thought
just a
this was a
circle.
whole.
Meanwhile, me on stream knowing all of this from the very beginning.
I have pulled a nice battle.
Allow me to.
Oh yeah,
you know,
there's gonna be some
let
fun
let
stuff.
it be known that I missed the last 15 to 20 minutes, considering I have potato Wi-Fi because the person who ran the Wi-Fi for the building moved out,
Oh no.
Oh no.
and I had to get I had to steal someone else's Wi-Fi, but they're like 20 doors down, so it's ass.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh god.
So if I die, it's not my fault, I promise. I also
Gotcha.
don't hate you. Actually, maybe I do, but I don't.
Oh no.
Well, rip.
Rip indeed.
Right
I have
now,
12 cantrips.
Right now, it should be okay. Do I sound like a freaking
No, you
robot?
sound good. It's all good.
No, you're
Yeah.
fine.
Solid.
Okay.
Easy clap. Banana. I don't know why banana's involved, but it is.
Banana.
Always is.
Yep, I gave you Vaz. You're not supposed to be Vaz though.
Huh?
You're supposed to be this one. Here we go. There's your new token art.
Oh, you dare tickle my token?
Wait, no.
Oh hey, Ada got
I
darker.
also get that
Ah!
There's her portrait.
Ah,
She was
that
always
is-
supposed to be like a darker elf. I didn't know, so
Yay.
now she is.
Wonderful.
Now there's actual art for it.
Yeah,
Now
Sun
that
Elves
she's not an anime
have
character.
Copper
I'm going to yoink.
ebony skin, so
Paste that back.
one
I still
second.
haven't gotten work on the pixel art.
I am having so many issues right now.
That's more
Since-
busted. Or that's more
Sage has put them there already. I am going to put them in the Faithful 8 chat.
big fucking.
Mhm. Okay, this is weird.
This will help me so much better.
Thus.
I am lagging up a storm. One second.
Oh boy. Oh no.
I'm just gonna close some unnecessary programs I don't need open.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Nice.
know what happened, but like a couple of weeks ago, my computer's been lagging pretty heavily, so I'm probably have to do a good old cleanup soon.
Windows update cleanup.
Yeah, good old disk defragment. Anyways, while you're thinking of that, before I do the Ixen art, questions in order of 2 to 5, and then we'll do one of you provide it. 2. Question. The meteor was gods finding refuge here on Kydron, as a statement. Can Hestia find shelter on Kydron too, and how can we do that safely? It is possible for the other deities to find refuge on Kydron. How is not your task, however. Others have been set upon this path and are working towards this goal as we speak. That is the Ghost campaign, which is being prepped as we speak. Or as, sort of. I'm not prepping it right now, but it's what I've been working on.
Dips.
The ghost campaign?
Yes. Yeah, it's a campaign called Ghosts, meant to repair the apocalypse.
Cool.
Let's see here. 3. What information should we look for in the archives? There are many things you should look for. To go over everything would take much too long compared to how much time we have left. For ease, I assume you are asking about your current task. As such, I would suggest looking into the rise of the First Kingdom of Kalbesh. Essentially, you're very vague. Please not vague, because there's a lot of answers. 4. But I did give you stuff. 4. What can you tell us about John's patron, the Tinkerer? Nothing more than you already know. They are not of my sphere of influence, but of the GIF and the people here.
Can they be trusted then?
That's your first question.
Can we add it as a follow-up to the Tinkerer? Does he think the Tinkerer can be trusted?
If you want to use it as your open slot.
No. Open slot. We have 5 questions.
Yeah, and there's 5. I have 4 down. 1 is not
No, that's
used,
the fifth
so that would be
question.
the 5th.
can't we just roll it into part of the Tinkerer?
Well, we didn't, so.
You did not, so.
Gods are fickle. Gods are very fickle.
Number 5, come on.
5. What is the power of the mirror the show is looking for, and what are the consequences of its use? I see your reason for haste. The mirror holds the power to reach beyond the planes and realms to pierce the veil, so to speak, and speak without threat of revealing oneself. The consequences of which are numerous. To lay them out would take far too long, but so long as you are careful whom you call with the mirror, and what you say, they are minor, if any.
Hell yeah. Alright.
You have one question left while I go and grab that Ixen art.
Do you guys think when we get the mirror, we should prank call Loki?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I'm guessing by the fact he didn't bother to warn us about the Tinkerer, he's not. His trustworthiness is
Well, the show has one more question that he would like to ask. However,
These are your questions.
yes. If we can't think of anything better, I have one.
Did I really not include can the Tinkerer be trusted?
That is correct.
No, you didn't. You just asked what they knew about the Tinkerer.
Well, I would assume if he knew he was untrustworthy, he would have told us that, since we don't actually know that.
Well, whatever
Assuming
helps
he
you sleep at
knows
night.
that the Tinker is untrustworthy or not.
Yes.
As he
So
said,
if
he
he-
knows
True.
what you guys know.
Okay. That
He's not
answers that
omnipotent.
question.
Omnipotence really would solve all of our problems.
Solves all your
He
problems.
did already
baby.
tell us what he thought was most important for us to look for in the archives. That's why that
Man.
question was so open-ended.
Ada's working on it. She's trying to get there.
Well, the reason why open-endedness didn't really work there is because what's most important to you? Is it the current quest? Is it the overarching plot? Is it who the fuck your enemy is? How to save Hestia? How to do all these other things? So I don't really know what's most
Yeah,
important.
I don't know, so I was kind of looking for what he thought was important. Because there's a lot of shit I don't know.
There's a lot of things that he thinks important, so I'm just kind of like, please give me more things. So I'm going to assume your quest, which is what I did, which is what you got.
It's like when you're learning a language and you're trying to speak to someone who's fluent, and they want to speak to you, but they don't know how much you know.
He did say that the Gith weren't specifically his area with John's patron, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so asking him about the Gith, the same guy showing up in 2 different places, is probably not going to give us any info. Is there... So I know my whole trial was kind of about learning to let go of the past, but if I can still save those I've lost in some way, I would. Can I still save those I lost? How can I do that?
To be clear, the ones you lost are your old party, or is this like particular individuals?
The old party.
Which includes Calvin
Well-
and Narik and Obi.
Calvin, Narik, Obi, Dayman.
That
What was his
wizard
name?
who ran away, technically.
Hingle, I guess, yeah. The wizard ran away, so he's fine.
He's not dead,
No,
to your
okay.
knowledge.
He's just traumatized.
No.
Traumatized, not dead. You know.
Yeah, those people who,
Alright.
all died. In case anyone wants a resurrection quest. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, JC.
Alright, relax again.
There is a path towards their resurrection, some of which are far difficult than the others. Without a body and without the strength to perform the magics I grant you, you will need to seek out death. and raise them from the grave. For those who are trapped within the abyss, you must find them, as they are a lost soul, and free them from their cage of torment. Essentially, you have to go back to the abyss if you want to save Calvin. For Nurik, you do not actually have the resurrection spell access to free them from without a body, so you will need to... One, you can find a really high level Mo Flipper who can cast it. That's not a guarantee though. Or two, you can do a resurrection quest. To go to death, this doesn't mean going to an individual or anything like that. It means going into the realm of death. So, for purposes of your mythology, what you guys know, you're actually a little bit funky because you also have the river Styx and all that fun stuff. Most people in Kydrin, though, know of the River of Souls. That is the place where you guys would want to go to find this. This is another plane, so planar travel would be necessary in this regard. Or some form of portals that can get you there. Beyond that, though, for those who are trapped within death, so those, if you do tend to go to death itself, you will have to bargain with Pharasma.
Soul for a soul.
Yep. Or, not exactly that, but you'll have to bargain with her. So that is the essential goal of that resurrection quest. There's obviously just the resurrection with the true resurrection spell. That is a 9th level spell, I believe, though, so that would be pretty difficult to find someone of that caliber. And then there also get the diamonds to do that spell. And then there is Calvin, since they're in the abyss, or sorry, they're in hell. That's my mistake. Since they're in hell, you'd have to go to hell and either make a deal with the devil to free them, or fight your way through and get them out, or sneak your way through and get them out. Essentially, while you were in the abyss, since you were so close to the infinite staircase, that could have led you to hell to get them out.
And a slight follow-up question. How do you feel about me making deals with devils? I'm guessing that's a big no-no.
So you've used your 5 questions as he begins to fade, but as he fades, he will glare at you. That's his final response.
That's what I thought.
Alright. He then fades, and you all return to the ritual chamber. I have to go to DM view and make you tokens visible, because some of you guys are not visible.
And there's also the third option of resurrection is go find Narik's body.
Now that thing's got long gone. You guys left it in the woods. What do you think's going to happen to the body?
And also,
Probably find bones.
but Datura cast Decompose on it. It was a pile of mushrooms very quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, just find the pile of mushrooms. They would have kept the bones in one place.
This is true, technically.
Either way,
And
though,
also, that cantrip specifically says it doesn't interfere with resurrection stuff, doesn't it?
I'm well aware, but finding the body will be harder now.
Mhm.
But yes.
I mean, it
Just
might
so you
actually
know, I
be
can move
easier
everyone tokens.
because we're looking for mushrooms instead of scattered bones after wolves ate it.
but yeah. There is that. You guys have finished your thing, and I believe you had something you wanted to do, JC?
Yeah, 808's up here, and there's no little ABXing. So after the hold on, I have this written out. As the vision ends, Ada yells out and doubles over in pain, holding her ears as blood drips from under her hands. Slowly, her hair turns from her vibrant red into a snow-white color. And finally, after catching her breath, she looks up at the others. Her eyes are now a vibrant red with gold symbols where her pupils once were.
Did you take blindness or deafness?
Or do you somehow take both?
Desho is gonna walk over and say, Ada, are you alright?
Just kind of blinks.
Boof's gonna come over and touch your shoulder. Hey, are you okay?
In
And kind
a
of jumps a bit.
Oh my god.
Can I see the blood coming out of her ears?
Yeah, that's pretty visible. She's still kind
Pretty
of holding
visible?
her ears,
She's
and
gonna
blood is
call
dripping
Reneo.
out from under.
Especially with
Pog-
white hair now. It'll be red real quick, don't worry.
The show.
Pogger is going to wave his hand and cast
Floof is gonna.
minor illusion to create the image of text saying "You good?" question mark.
The show.
All right, Floof is gonna raise her hand and call Renea over.
Say, I think she's hurt.
Say, I think she's hurt.
Your mic is being picked up from, or your voice is being picked up from JC's. So whenever one of you is speaking, other one should mute. Also, where's John? There's John.
How's now?
That's
Oh,
better.
yes.
Good. That's good.
Okay. Yeah. Floof is gonna raise up her hand and say to Renea, I think she's hurt. Come over here.
Renea will move over, still a little surprised by everything that happened and concerned about Ixen's sudden disappearance. And Skeletor over there.
Yeah.
Not
So,
yet, not yet.
No. I am letting Ada have her bit. We'll get the John in a second. Let's just focus on Ada.
Renea will go over to Ada. Ada, what happened?
Ada just looks over. What? Ow! As she's just holding her ears.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a good old medicine check on Ada.
All right. Oh, you use my dice. Yeah, okay. Dice roller.
25.
Looking them over, you notice that there is something wrong with their ears. They look to be damaged. Damaged beyond repair, in fact. You do not believe that she can hear. You think that she is deaf.
Do I know in character at all about the whole Oracle being a possible option of the power we were given, or is that kind of out of game concept?
It's more of like an out-of-game concept. You know oracles exist. I just because I didn't have the class unlocked yet doesn't mean they didn't exist. But with your knowledge, specifically since you are a follower of Hestia, you would know that they tend to have curses tied to them, such as one oracle within the scriptures of Hestia speaks of a figure who is trapped within a specific location, unable to leave, as one curse that is well known. There's also a blind curse that you're aware of. You haven't really heard of any deaf curses, but I mean, oracle curses are known to your particular religion.
The show waves his hand at Ada.
I see why the non-traveling curse was not an option for us.
Yeah, I had it typed up and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not giving this an option. I'm just gonna delete it. I'll keep it as a
You don't want one of
NPC
us.
option.
You don't want one of us to just be bound here.
Not really.
Wow.
The upgrade, it only upgrades to a mile, I believe. So you're trapped within a mile of your location. So I'm just
The
like,
show-
that's not gonna work.
The show is gonna wave his hand, try to get Ada's attention. And then like point up to his lips, and then very carefully and purposefully, and trying to enunciate as much as possible, says, "Can you hear anything?"
Ada starts shaking her head.
Well, don't need to be a. Oh yeah, right. Hold on.
Call X
Uh,
tell me that.
don't
I'm gonna walk over
switch
to
into
the.
till she's deaf for now.
I'm gonna walk over to the cleric, and I'm just going to point at him and be like, "What the hell is this?"
So as you take a step, noticing that there is another figure in the room, being Josiah, you see that he is currently kneeling down in prayer, grasping a small white sphere. He does not respond to your claim.
Fucking gods.
Renea will clean the blood off of Ada with prestidigitation. And do the good old finger snap by the ears, which I assume gets no response whatsoever.
You get an annoyed look from Ada a little bit.
So, how good is your lip reading, Ada?
Well, she read mine, so
I've been reading for a while. This sucks.
She's not gonna be able to hear a damn
Uh,
thing from John.
Does the word
He has no lips.
does the
can
word
we please?
oracle
please-
mean anything to you, Ada?
I did not hear you. Out of character, I did not hear you.
Does the word oracle mean anything to you, Ada?
Does it, Sage?
I
I spent a lot of time with Hestia
Yeah, you didn't
in that 8
get
hours.
too much scripture speak there. She wouldn't really gain any like real like knowledge of the homeland of Hestia or the home plane or her people. So much as just like her faith and the main things there. As Calbeshian, though, and as one who is trying to, join the Ministerium as a, Hestia faithful, including the fact that you're noble, you would be aware of oracles. Yes. As there are some oracles within the Ministerium.
Ada's eyes shoot wider. She'll like point at herself.
The show would know a little bit about oracles, just being versed in mythology and such, right?
Yeah, you would have seen some like hieroglyphics and depictions of them in some of the ruins you've been.
Unless you did something to piss Iamade off, I think you might have become an oracle.
She frowns for a moment, then Ada is going to stare deep into Renea's eyes and use her prediction of wait, which one?
Powers.
We're breaking out the new powers already.
Of a predictive motive to kind of guess what Renea is about to do next.
I don't even know what Renee is about to do next, so hard to read.
I don't know if that's an option. I think you kind of got to decide.
It's gonna help you.
At the time,
Help you? Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Stare at you blankly.
Beyonce hits different.
Is all that
time
comes
of
from
year.
Ada.
What was that?
Am I alive?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
It says 1,000 ping. Okay, no, now it's 30. It's fine.
Hey,
God
Vlad.
bless.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, indeed.
I was listening to Beyonce.
God damn it.
And that fixed your internet.
Apparently, Beyonce's too strong. Queen Bee, we love you.
During the time when everyone was going over to Ada's side, John would have gone to as well. Getting about like a step there. No.
Oh, just a step. Okay.
Getting about like a step there, and from there, I'm more than I'm more than somewhat fucking winging this. As he kind of lurches upward, as a black smoke kind of just rises from his being, leaving him pretty much 1-to-1 in the token that you see, flopping down face into the stone.
Jesus
Lupus gonna
Christ.
scream.
The show.
All right, fires all over the place today.
There.
The show runs over.
Before-
He's like face down,
Struggling
passed out.
I'm sorry, I don't know
he
what's going on.
struggles up
I've been gone like the past 15 minutes.
one-armed to his ass and just
Ada's dead.
Oh,
sits
great.
there, stunned, not really aware of what's happened yet.
John,
Ah,
have you been smoking a different brand of cigar lately?
I've not had a cigar in about 3 days. I'd like one, though.
You
I Don't
here.
think
The show is going to take out his
cigars
vanity
can be
hand
ground.
mirror. That, of course, he has, and hold it up to John.
John just kind of stares, eyes wide as he kind of reaches up to his face. His hand and arm itself is same grayish, bony quality to it. Still flesh, just thin.
Floof is gonna ask, "Are you dead?"
I don't feel dead as. Oh, I forgot I had that. I don't feel dead.
I've definitely seen people look more alive.
He reaches up, just kind of feeling it sort of thing, peeling off a piece and throwing it aside of just dead skin.
John, that was disgusting.
Well, what the hell else am I? This was fucking Iomade, wasn't it?
Ada's
Well-
hands kind of glow and points at John. He dead. We kill.
John,
Hold up a hand.
Don't kill John.
Give me a second. Renee is gonna go a good old medicine check on John. Is he dead?
Is he
No.
dead?
no, joke's on you. John,
19.
why did he?
Are you letting her check you over, John?
Oh, sure. No, fine.
With a 19, looking over John's body, you don't think he's dead. You can feel a pulse. It looks like he has some foul disease that is rotting away his flesh.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and guess that Ayamade was not too happy.
While I,
You start checking
while I
yourself?
agree with you, obviously that damn goddess was not too happy with me. There is a little bit more to it. I've got memories I didn't have before. I've got here. To show. Do a backflip. I'm casting command on you.
Backflip's one word.
Yeah.
Yeah, backflip's one word.
All right. Well,
You can just choose to fail it if you want, or you can.
no,
roll
the show's
thing.
gonna try.
Okay.
My internet is dying again.
13. Sage, is a 13 good enough to do a standing backflip?
Oh,
Also, don't I need to make a wisdom
you're,
save for
you're
this?
rolling to roll the backflip, not rolling to resist.
Oh, yeah, I do need to do that actually. What's that, wisdom?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's with save.
This is about to
So-
be really anticlimactic for you, John, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, probably. Unless I think, are you allowed to choose to fail command? Probably not. No, because these are.
You should have done that shit on me. My wisdom save is ass.
I should have. You're
Actually-
right. I just didn't think about that.
I don't have a good wisdom save anymore.
I
Or
get it.
don't think I ever did.
You just told me.
Okay, well,
17.
Do it on
What's your
Floof
spell
next.
save DC?
meets it, beats it. Damn it.
Yeah.
Do you not have your paladin aura?
Of which one? I have like 3.
Aura of Courage provides your charisma
Or-
bonus to all saving throws.
I think that's my next one.
Oh,
So
How
not-
many
you're
levels
not-
of paladin are you?
I have Aura of Protection currently. Aura of Courage comes at 8th level or
Oh,
10th level. I think.
protection. Protection's the one that gives saving throws. Yeah, it's level
Okay.
it's the level 6 aura from Paladin.
Level 6 aura. In that case, I
okay.
forgot about that.
Never
In that
mind.
case, should have been
You've
a flat
already
20.
beaten it.
Yeah. So you resist the command. You can choose to perform it if you wish, but it's up to you.
I'm not
well-
going to. I'm not.
Oh, damn.
I'm
Well,
not graceful, but
I should
I
have chosen
did.
literally anybody but you. Okay. That's fine. I've
I
got
think
more
I
magics.
pick up what you're trying to tell me, though.
That's
I can't
not a
actually. Well, realizing his hands also in a similar fashion to Ada, he's copying you. His hands glow, or his hand glows as he just kind of like grasp at his like back and neck. I'm just gonna cast a level 1 Cure Wounds on myself just for the giggles.
Oh, well, that's not something the Tinker is able to do.
I wouldn't expect so.
Hit that.
Does the word Oracle mean anything to you, John?
It does
Gazoon
now.
tight.
John, an oracle is someone who's been cursed for power by a god.
And well,
Cursed
you've
for power.
definitely been cursed.
You've definitely been cursed, and you appear to have new power.
So this
Shady
damn
findings.
goddess. So this damn goddess goes. I am going to unlock your power, and does this.
Well, I guess.
Do you have an idea of why?
Well, she certainly didn't like me.
Very few good people do, John.
You have a fair point, but not my target. Not my target demographic.
Desho is gonna open up his tome that generally, it's written in Necrol. He's gonna open his tome and just be like, let me see if I can find something. And he gets to about the middle of the book, and on a chain, kind of bookmarking it, in the center of the book, is a circular medallion with one half of it has the symbol of Iomade, and the other half of it has the symbol of Caden Kalian. And it's on a chain in the middle of his book. He picks it up and removes it. And the words that previously made sense to him in his book for the spells that he knew suddenly completely stop making sense. He gives kind of a confused look down to his book and then closes it and says, well, John, I don't think I can help you, actually. I can't read my book anymore.
What the hell is happening around here?
Where's Ixen, by the way?
Floop is gonna start panicking, kind of patting at her fur. Does her fur still work?
So you lost memories to say. I gained new memories. What's with Ada?
She lost her hearing.
And Ada will point down at Ixen, who is apparently between her feet.
And lost about 80% of his... Oh my god. Ixen lost about 80% of his size.
Oh, it looks like that bond that made him bigger than he should have been is broken.
John will, like, peer around. Okay, well, he is adorable.
He is... That's pretty cute.
That's what he looked like when he hatched, pretty much. Minerva
What?
was there.
Oh my god,
What
he's
noise
so
was
cute.
that? I just heard a robotic squeak.
To think
Ixen.
that I found that thing when I tossed the corpse of my friend into a forge.
The circle of
Small world.
life.
It's more of an egg shape.
The show contemplates the medallion for a moment. John, are you injured? Aside from the face.
I do feel like I've had certain attempts to rip myself out of myself.
Here, let me try something. And he walks up. And he puts a hand on John's, I assume, kind of like a squishy shoulder now. It's a little bit,
So
a little bit not firm. You know what I'm saying?
not their shoulder. There's still a like metal cap there. It's like a little, just like a stopper. The other shoulder. Yep. There's a bit of squish there. You maybe, you know what? For giggles, just because it'd be great. Roll me a d6. On a 6, something fun happens.
Oh god, am I gonna?
I've changed my mind. I hover hand John to use lay on hands.
Okay. No, it's fine. His collarbone holds.
And he's going to dump
I'm at
10,
53.
15. How many?
I'm at 53 of 81. So say the gods.
He's going to dump 15 lay on hands points into you.
Not 16.
Now, don't second guess me here, Sage. I am firm in my multiples of 5.
All right. I think John understands why I said that.
Isn't 16? I know I've not played a paladin in a very long time. Isn't
It
16
put you to
like...
69.
Yes.
Oh!
Well, in that case,
Well, in that case.
you can't shame corner me for this. You suggested it.
That's
Look, I don't
healing.
shame corner people for being childish.
Just
I
for bad
feel
fun.
healthier, but also like a bunch of gnomes are laughing at me.
Well,
That was.
they would be, to be fair.
Well, gnomes are vindictive.
That was more healing than you were capable of before. Was
Very,
it?
very much more. And I can do more as well. He pats down his sides, and the cold iron longsword is still not there. Don't tell me. And he reaches out his hand like you've seen him do so many times to summon his weapons, and it does appear in his hand. He goes, what the? Goes back to the tome. Well, it's not all for lost. I can read 2 of these spells.
And those spells are.
Identify, and then he turns a page, and find familiar.
John kind of walks over and like squats down next to Josiah. Do you think that he's gonna scream if he like just like wakes up from whatever he's doing and sees this?
These types tend to be pretty zen.
They
Pretty calm.
do.
Uh,
And actually, upon further thought here, they'd probably try to stab me.
you do look undead, and Iomede's not very pleased with undead.
And
No,
I
that's
did,
irony.
Real undead here.
and yet gave me power. That's gotta
Oh,
be
that's
worth a little
irony.
bit of something.
If Iomade wanted him dead, he would be dead. She's clearly trying to like pronounce her words.
Just saying, maybe don't be within standing distance when somebody wakes, or stabbing distance when somebody opens their eyes.
Alternatively, that's exactly what I should do if I want to scare them to death.
Do we want to scare them to death right now?
This guy, he points, no. future reference. Maybe.
All right. Good to know.
Did anyone else have weird changes?
My back's a little sore, but other than that, I'm all right.
Floof?
Floof is gonna try and pull something out of her fur just to double check.
Gotta make sure that
Alright.
first day's working.
1 second.
Just gotta make sure it's working.
Da, 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 da.
Just gotta make sure that my fur works.
1d,
It's a valid concern.
5. I don't think I've rolled a 5 before.
Ooh.
Or as you stick your hand into your fluff, you grasp something solid and metallic and begin pulling it out. You pull out 5 steel little
57 back.
coins.
Ooh. And I put them into my coin purse. Yeah, working.
Faz?
What?
You alright?
I'm sorry, out of character. All I heard was you, right?
Yeah, that's what they said pretty much.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay. I feel fine. A little stronger. Nothing drastic.
At this
Ada
point,
picks up Ixon and pets him to steps back so they could kind of see everyone better.
excellent.
Harder-
At this point, Josiah, eyes will open as he looks up.
Howdy.
Josiah?
Look towards you.
It was the perfect time for my internet to return to normal. Howdy.
You've
I'm
returned.
just gonna take out his flask and take a swig.
Desho would know this, but Mason has forgotten. This is a temple of Iamade, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Desho holds up his new medallion, his new hybrid medallion. Says, "I think I'm one of you now."
Seems to be the case. It seems some of you did not have a pleasant conversation with the inheritor.
Your
As he
goddess doesn't
motions
like me too
towards
much.
to John. No. He'll rise from his kneeling position. Well, I hope what insight you could gather here was helpful.
That's a word for it. God, I hurt.
And perhaps my warning will teach you to avoid such trials in the future if you do not wish to feel her wrath. As he motions towards John.
You're saying nothing. Step in the right direction.
Perhaps you should wear a bandana then, to hide your face. The lands of Kalbush are not friendly towards those who look to be undead, who truly are not.
Yeah, I don't suppose being surrounded by about 2 paladins and... What are you now, Hugh?
I think a paladin.
Yeah, assuming that's not enough. I've probably got a handkerchief around here somewhere.
It is possible to convince some of them, but it'll be a constant pain if you wander, looking as you do.
Don't suppose y'all got a gift shop or something.
No.
Is that a thing, Calbitch?
I haven't seen one up here.
I haven't either, but I thought I'd try in the weird random chapel on the edge of the sea.
If one place were to have one.
They'd make bank.
What we can provide you is a cloth to cover your face. No, we do not have a gift shop.
So those do exist here.
The concept is known,
Capital.
yes.
Okay, I'm not fully caught up with how much. When you live in the technological center of the world, you get a little used to things. Then when you travel, it can be a little strange. I miss
Well.
trains sometimes.
Well,
What's next?
as for you all to decide. The temple is still open to you, as you remain here, as is the guest house. Out of character, I believe you guys are wishing to spend the 7 days, or 8 days, I think it actually was, to look through the library and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. In that case, if you guys have anything else RP-wise you want to do, cool, we can continue with that. Otherwise, we can skip ahead to the end of the downtime.
I don't have anything I want to do.
Renee is gonna walk over by Ixen and Ada and kind of hold out her hand. He's so adorable. In Draconic, how are you feeling, Ixen?
Tiny.
He actually can't speak.
He can't speak.
He understands common and draconic, but can't
I
speak.
thought so dragons could.
Nope.
Not
It
yet.
very specifically says they cannot speak.
Oh.
They communicate through limited telepathy, which is simple ideas, emotions, and images. So feelings of confusion but happiness
And
go
And
into his
smallness.
head.
Yes. What JC said. Then. I completely thought that they could speak like they can in Pathfinder.
I mean,
feeling of
I'm kind of
smallness.
surprised
you are
they
the
can't.
DM.
Yeah, well, we gave it stats.
He'll update it later.
And I mean, every other
And baby.
improved familiar can speak.
Yeah, but
Poor
pseudo dragons are small and
pseudo-dragon.
cute. So
Look at him.
The forbidden
He's so
finger.
fucking cute.
Look at him. He's adorable.
Oh, how do you do the finger? What?
Control shift space. Look at him.
Look at your feet.
Yes. Yes.
Anyways, anything else for you people?
I am no longer a baby. I want power.
So, what
I no
exactly
longer want
is this
power, I am
place
baby.
here? She's asking this to the priest.
This is the shrine to the Watcher, your patron, and hold the realm gifted to us by Amadei. A way that we may communicate with them safely.
I see.
Just them?
I don't imagine any others would find this demi-plane, no. So, to my knowledge, just them, yes.
Hmm.
Do you know of any other sanctuaries like this place?
Personally, no, but I imagine many of the temples dotting the landscape house some form of sanctuary like this. I'd be a little surprised if the Ministerium didn't have one.
I'm sure there's a log of them somewhere in Sonata.
Or Troubadour.
So, there wouldn't happen to be like a sealed portion of the archives awaiting the Watcher's approval to open?
Say again?
I don't suppose there's a like a sealed area of the archives that requires the Watcher's approval to open.
Well, all the archives here are sealed and only allowed for the members of the temple to access. But as you are a follower of a Khazalayan, and seems now that some of you have seen the light of the Inheritor, these archives are open to you.
Out of character question: did he just use a Khazalayan's true name, or was that a
That was out of character. Ezekiel. He would not use Khazalayan's true name. So Ezekiel. There we go. Fix it. Nailed it.
there goes my plans for a hidden archive that require
Wait.
his blood to open.
Ada is taller than Renee. They can stay right there. Just reading his lips from over your head.
It's actually
Good
kind of
everyone
difficult
on your
to
side of the
read his
conversation.
lips, but you have a really high passive, so I haven't made anything about that. Because he's got a really, really bushy beard. It's hard to see his lips. But high passive. And you.
I have 32. 31. I picture reading vases and John's is going to be really difficult.
Lizard. They don't have lips.
Anyways, anything else you guys are wanting to do?
Lizard gang.
Is
Research.
there any interesting information on the scrolling wall of text of Iomade?
It's just information on like her rise and all that. I mean, if you want to know about Iomade, it's
Go read the Pathfinder Wiki article.
read the Pathfinder Wiki article. You can also read the Faith's Purity book I posted for knowledge there.
I wish to feign death.
Look at John.
Ah, yes. But yeah, anything else?
Feigning death.
Feigning death. Excellent. All right. In that case, you guys spend the next 8 days looking through the archives for those who are allowed, and for those who are not, doing your own sting. I already know some of you plan for some of these days.
I
But
want low impact consensual cuddling with my boyfriend those entire 8 days.
excellent. Achieved.
I would like to look up,
That's what I'm calling it now.
I would like to look up more stuff on Sarenrae if they have it in there.
They would have some basic stuff, such as Sarenrae helped Amade fight great evil in ages past, but nothing like too crazy on Sarenrae. It's a temple of Amade after all, not of Sarenrae.
Yeah.
Essentially, they fought a creature, a being known as the Rough Beast, together, and were able to drive it back into the depths of oblivion where it came.
And they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Now, for John and Ada, do you have any plans for the 8 days of downtime?
I'm assuming that I'm not allowed to see the archives.
That is correct.
Okay. In that case,
The archives are only allowed to clerics, paladins, or inquisitors, and you chose Oracle.
well, you know. Okay. In that case, John will either tag along with somebody else, but primarily, if I may, just do like some tinkering work, some
No
idle stuff to try to get that skill going up a bit better.
So you're wanting to train in your tinker's tools then? Or you just
I
wanting
don't know
to
the
make
right
items?
words. Train basically.
Alright. They have a few people who are expertise in it, so are you expertise or normal?
I am just proficient in
Okay.
tinker tools.
In that case, you can follow along with the expertise training on the training document, and basically have 8 days progress towards that.
Okay, now I'm gonna go track that down.
As for Ada, what is your plan for this?
Yeah, am I not allowed in the archives?
You are not of Amade.
I'm a cleric.
Oh, you're a cleric. I thought you were a cleric of Hestia.
I am. I'm a fire cleric of Hestia and Flames Oracle. I have her symbols in my eyes.
Does this not allow me access to the archives?
So
Ada's gonna like walk up somebody, point at her eyes that now have like the golden swords of Iomade, and be like, "Really?"
So
Fucking
since
really?
your curse is specifically not wasting and
Hi,
your alignment is not evil like John's is,
I have been called out.
you will be allowed in the archives.
Wow.
The reason why oracles are not allowed is because they're not technically tied to a deity, like the paladins and clerics and inquisitors are. So you
Ada's
are
tying herself to the deities.
Yeah, essentially they see your commitment, so they're like, okay, you can be allowed. Indeed. All right. So that leaves us with the show. You have access to the archives if you wish them, or if you wish to do something else.
The show is going to look for information on basically this, on where something like this place would be, but for Kate and Kalian. As well, he's going to. He wasn't super duper satisfied with the answer that Ezekiel gave us about what the mirror could do or would do if used, so he's also going to look for more information on that.
Gotcha. For Paul, you have 1 day remaining out of your 8. What would you like to do with it?
Are there spells here that I could transcribe?
I actually think there are a few arcane spells within this temple. I'm going to add that to my to-do list to convert some divine, or not divine, some holy arcane spells for you, so you can then add those as they are finished.
I'm
What are
looking
you doing?
specifically for Layman's tiny hut.
If it's an arcane spell, then you'd have access to that.
Awesome.
What are you doing for the other 7 days? Are you actually going somewhere?
Don't worry about it.
Well, if you're actually leaving the temple, we're going to notice you're gone.
They're not leaving the temple.
Okay.
But yes, that means that is everyone covered in terms of downtime. For your particular questions in downtime, please send them to the downtime listing so I know what I'm looking for. I already have a basic idea of some of the things you're wanting to do. So I imagine your downtime, the library, Renea, is to look into this first kingdom of Calabash.
60 minus the
The
That-
show will also help with that research if he has time.
Gotcha.
If I have time, any information about a Khazalayan, like why her bloodline ended up here, how it's connected to the whole seal deal on Vestral.
And you're wanting that to be second priority, or do you want that to be main priority?
Second priority.
In that case, everyone who is using the library, roll me investigation.
Wow.
I will give. So Deshow's helping me with that.
I do not think so.
I
Renea
said I would
will
help
give
every time.
Deshow enhanceability bonus.
Oh, great. Okay. On intelligence? Or,
Yep.
yeah.
Prepared it specifically for that reason. And if I can use guidance, I'll give him guidance too.
All right, so Deshow and Paul should still have the bardic inspiration, right? Because it hasn't been that long.
So it lasts for 10 minutes. You guys were in that conversation for a decent bit.
Okay.
I would say you do not have enough bardic inspiration for the library research because this is over a multiple of days. If you want to expend it, all of it, then you can have it be applied for this role. Because it
I'll
is
say
multiple
that,
days.
throughout the days that we're there, I'd like to give them bardic inspiration for their research stuff, because they're the smart ones and would probably need it.
So Floof is just there, like, singing songs in the library.
Yeah.
Purring softly at them.
And
Okay,
I guess also
so-
look for any clues about where Renea's personal quest leads next.
25, and then
All right.
for... Cool. 28 total.
28 total. All right.
Actually, I need to roll the bardic inspiration as well. Just... What's your bardic inspiration die, Floof?
D8.
D8. All right. That's a big number. 33.
33. All right. And this one is specifically for the looking into the First Kingdom of Calabash, or is this for your own personal research?
This is for Kalbesh.
let's see here. The tomes on Kalbesh are actually not too prevalent here. Very few and far between. It seems this temple um, was not like fully set up during the original period of time. It was more of like a takeover of a ruined structure that was rebuilt and placed as a faithful location for the Amade. Um, as such, they don't really have a lot of history on Calabash. That said, they do have some notes from traveling knights and the like, basically like letters and missives to and from these paladins and priests and knights and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So, what these describe, they describe a great war during the creation of Calabash, the first Calabash, to be clear. Uh, During this, the humans who rose from some of the ruins as slaves of the Gith after the astral divergence rose up and struck out, building an empire within the plains. At this time, the elves, for the most part, had already conquered most of the old empire of the Gith. As such, the humans, seeing some strange beings um, and being frightened and finally having some semblance of their own power, struck out and attacked and began pushing them back, um, thus beginning the first human-elven war over the lands of Kalbash. Throughout this war, it was a very long war, both sides managed to gain allies. The elves, specifically the moon elves, had some allies with the dragons. Particularly, they had silver dragons on their side. The humans, they made allies of the dwarfs and of dragons with red scales.
Mm-hmm.
The battle was long fought, and with the original king and his brother, they eventually won this war, pushing back the elves um, and claiming the territory for their own. It is said that during this time, um, something awful befell the king's brother, a curse or something similar, and he turned upon the king and tried taking over the land for himself. He was defeated and entombed within a grave, hidden within a forest filled with mist.
Well, we've been there.
Now, I will say, this is not quite like first-hand accounts. Like, there are a few of those. Essentially, while this information is helpful, do not take it all at face value. Some of it could be like perceived what's going on. Some of it could be
Exaggerated.
exaggerated, and so on. So yeah. So
Okay. So normal archaeological skepticness.
yes, yeah. But
Well,
that is the basic idea. There is that they pushed back elves and took over the land.
Renea, what all this says, I convey most of that to her. But what I don't understand is why we're supposed to learn all this. Don't get me wrong, it's fascinating. But
Why
how
is
does
it
it apply?
relevant? Yes.
I have a few thoughts. One, if we're supposed to know about this, and Morganon is our final destination, Morganon might be somewhat of a converging point between the Gith, human, and elven uh, cultures that have been over this land. That's my first thought. Secondly, there's something else in that tomb, the Tomb of the Lost King, that we need for this. That's my second thought. Or, third, is that we need some other historical site from this war. Some other famous battleground, something. We need to go there. Those are my three thoughts.
We should look for any information on Morganon in this place. You kind of wanted to do that anyway, didn't you?
I did.
If you do that, I'll see if I can find information on my family line, since they did show up here after the gift disappeared, which does seem connected.
Right.
Ich werde zurück sein.
All right. More investigation checks.
All right. For the next investigation, what is the subject of it?
I'm looking for Morganon.
Morganon. All right, give me that check.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Let's see. Since I'm also planning to do my own separate research at this point, only one of us is going to get the advantage of enhanceability.
How long does enhanceability last? It's an hour, isn't it?
It's
And
an hour.
administration.
Okay, so definitely used it all up in that last check.
Mm-hmm.
But I have infinite spell slots because warlock spell slots.
Well,
If
So
you,
it's only I
That's-
can only concentrate on one spell at a
That's
time.
cute. You think you have
If-
infinite spell slots?
If
I mean,
you
does this not qualify as a short rest?
No.
we're actively
If-
doing
You're
something.
actively
yeah,
spending time and effort.
Don't.
studying is not a short rest. Do not test me.
All right. Well, I
Don't
also
worry
have
about
Student brain
8.
says it's definitely not a short rest.
Same.
Renee, don't
Like,
worry about it. I can handle it myself. And I will cast enhanceability on myself, because I can do that now.
I also have 8 second level spell slots without a rest between what I have and the staff. So
I only have 3, but, we're not going to be... I doubt that we need more than 3 checks for this. $25 again.
25. All right.
25.
Looking into Morganon. Let's see here. Kydron map. They don't have too many books on Morganon's history, but they do have books on Morganon itself. They speak
Okay.
of Morganon being the seat of the Lusholtian Gith Empire. Essentially, it is the capital of the Gith upon this continent. It is a ruined megacity said to house a grand underground complex. Think of it like Undermountain.
Sick. Well, that's interesting. Anything else?
Beyond that, it speaks on the site being more than just a Gith stronghold, a ruined Gith stronghold. It speaks of relics of the past as well as relics of the creation of this planet being there. Deep within its bowels, within the heart of the structures within. It speaks that this place is a graveyard of many adventurers who traveled to find these artifacts and were lost. It speaks that the place has now become home to many different types of creatures. Tribes of goblins, orcs, beasts of the Underdark, and aberrations and monstrosities, all call the ruined city and dungeons within home.
it's a massive city.
It is a massive city.
It is a city.
Dungeon. Yeah. I mean, it's a ruined city, but it is a city. Yes. Think of it like
It is a
Osgiliath.
greater metro area.
Yeah. Think of it like Osgiliath, because it's a ruined city, but much bigger, and also housing Undermountain from Faerun, but less wild, crazy wizard creating it and more Gith creating it.
This
Wait,
Dungeon of the Mad
Full
Mage. or
Dungeon of the Mad
AI.
Mage? Is that what Morganon is?
Hey, I have that book. We
So it's
win, guys.
It's basically Osgiliath with like the Doors of Durin, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
What city was Osgiliath again?
Osgiliath is the city that used to be the capital of Gondor, the one where Faramir was fighting the orcs as they tried to sail across the bay to, sneak attack them.
And they
Oh,
got attacked by the Fell Beasts.
that was the river, the city on the river
Yeah.
between Gondor and
Yeah.
Mordor.
Yeah.
Man, I really need to read Lord of the Rings.
As long as it's not Minas Morgul.
Now that's not there.
It's elsewhere, but not there.
Anyways, that's pretty much the gist of their information. Most of it's, if you ever ask me, like if you're in the dungeon and you're like, hey, what kind of creatures I can expect here, I'll provide those at the time when you guys get close, when they become relevant. But essentially,
the show has
have,
the brain. He knows.
yeah, you have acquired the research required to get a basic idea of what you can find in that location.
So,
Let's see here.
Renette,
That would be okay. I'm just calculating how many days you have left of research. All right. Next research downtime choice.
next research downtime choice is going to specifically be about the mirror, where exactly it is within Morganon, what exactly its powers are, and what exactly are the consequences of its use. And I'll burn another spell slot on this. Excuse me, 22.
What's the specific thing? I was sorry. I was typing the response to Jordan.
Its specific location within Morganon, if I can find a map, name of a building, name of a district, anything like that. What exactly its powers are, how far can it reach, which gods can it contact,
Gotcha.
etc. And what exactly the consequences of its use are depending on how much of its power is used. If I use it to contact Caden Kalian, will that be the same thing as if I use it to contact the creator god or Loki or something?
And what's your total?
22.
22. Okay. What you gather, you don't have anything on this mirror specifically. There's the only one who actually had knowledge of that would be Ezekiel.
Okay.
What you get though is that if the mirror is indeed in this city, as mentioned by, Eurydice
People.
and Ezekiel and so on and so forth, it is likely within the temple district or deep within the dungeons beneath the temple district.
Okay.
So that is a general location you can search within the city. So it's less of a, can I search a 10-mile radius or like a 1-mile radius?
I mean, hey, I'd rather search a 1-mile radius than a 10-mile one.
Yeah. So.
Especially if we're talking about radii here. Holy shit.
Yeah. Indeed. But yeah, that is as your boost from that. Other than that, they don't really have anything else on it. It's probably going to be in that location.
All right. That's all I needed to look up.
All right. Well, that is good because that was the last of your days. Now, next roll. What is your desire to research, and give me that investigation.
So, quick question: what exactly do you mean with how is Minerva searching?
How are they searching? Describe to me how they are searching.
Just I guess start with a grid pattern with everything that's above ground. Check all the walls if there's a space where it's like there's like a space where she's going to see that, oh, there could be something hidden in this wall because the other side of this wall is much thicker. She'll go and check and see if there is a space in that wall or if it's solid stone. She'll do that above ground and then go below ground. And then at the very end, she'll just go out beyond the foundations of the temple and kind of a grid pattern, go out 25 feet, fly back if she doesn't find an empty space.
All right. Well,
So basically, she's just going to spend the 7 days canvassing the whole area.
There are no secrets within the surface level. As you are going through the catacombs below, I need Minerva to make me a... Is it Wisdom or Constitution? 1 second. I think it's Constitution, actually. Oh, I was incorrect on both accounts. A Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, hey, she's good at... Although you changed her stats, so...
She's plus 6 Dexterity save.
Yeah, well, that's convenient. And yeah, Renea asked for permission to check out this first. 11.
All right, they are disintegrated into dust.
It wouldn't happen to be radiant damage, would it?
No, it's force damage. It's a disintegration spell.
Where did this disintegration trap activate?
All right, to the basement. As you're scrolling on through here, let me just control F and E for everyone else. If you're scrolling down through here, as you are moving through this chamber here, moving through its walls, behind it, that is where it went plop.
Oh, so the innermost, the innermost sanctum? Is that where she went plop?
No. This is the inner sanctum. This is a tomb. Behind the wall of this tomb, so right here, you went plop. As soon as you move through.
Renee is going to ask if they know about that tomb and its disintegration capabilities on the back wall.
They don't.
Do they have any ideas?
Well, the temple used to be a temple dedicated to a deity of the Gith before we took over, rebuilt it, over the ruins of the old temple. I imagine it's some form of dungeon that we cleared up when we first were here, generations past. So, some form of Gith ruin.
Think of a way to access that without, 1, getting disintegrated, or 2, kind of defacing the tomb?
No. No, you either move through the area and the trap will trigger, I imagine, is what triggered it, or you'd have to break the wall, which would then allow you access to try to disable the trap. Which is defacing the tomb.
Does that face the ocean, Sage? That part of the tomb?
Yeah. That
So
would
if
be like here-ish.
Waiting for the stream lag. Okay, so if it is a dungeon, it's either very small or it goes down. That's like, what, 100 feet from the cliffside?
Something like that. I'm not going to zoom in for you, because that's not something you would know.
Probably too far for her to make it through from that side. Another thing to add to Renea's list of things to research, do they have, records from this temple's founding?
They do.
Okay, I guess those will go after my other things on the priority list.
Right. Well, what is your new research?
Looking into a Khazalayan and her family line and how they ended up here.
All right, roll me investigation.
And maybe how that's important to the whole seal on Vestral. With my sweet +1 investigation. 16.
16. Unfortunately, you are unable to find any books regarding your particular family. There are a few books on angels, but regarding Ezekiel, most of them are just basic stuff you already know, like the Watcher and all that good stuff. So, yeah, nothing new.
Okay. That's a really vague question, like looking for information on her personal quest. Does anything like just randomly stand out to her as she's looking through the archives by any chance?
Nope.
Okay. I guess next on my list is the records from the temple's founding.
All right, another investigation.
Since I want to find my personal quest is kind of vague.
Yeah, if you said that, I'd be like, no, choose something else. That is so meta that I would slap you down from it.
9.
Unfortunately, what records you do find have no real relevant information. It's just boring drivel about like what they did to repair the temple and what they set up in the outlying areas, and just prayers and a bunch of other frivolous stuff. Nothing regarding the ruin itself that they built over. Nothing regarding any hidden entrances that they blocked or anything like that. It's just boring. And that is the remaining of your research days.
Okay, and during those days, I would have used a couple third-level slots to send off sendings to the people with my magic items, letting them know that I'm...
How many
I believe
second-level
it's
slots did you have?
Second-level slots?
Yeah.
I have 8 per day.
Okay, and that is enough that you can use your third. Wait, how do you have 8?
Second-level slots. Enhance ability is second level.
I know, I'm saying how do you have 8 of them?
I have 3 from Cleric, 2 from Warlock, and I can get 3 back for my staff.
Ah, the staff. Okay.
Yo, staff.
And then during that time, she'll send off a sending. I believe I just have the bag and that unicorn spirit crystal.
Well, for those, go ahead
She's just
and type them up. I need to get the others going through because we've been doing.
She's just going to tell them that, yeah, I'm not dead. I'll be there to pick them up in like a week. Just letting them know that she'll be there eventually to pick them up.
All right.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. One other thing. Do they have mail here?
They don't have a post office, but mail is delivered here.
If at all possible. Could Desho send a letter to Hykes? Which I know would take about 18 years to arrive. But
the people who deliver letters here, you can ask the messenger who brings it to here, but they deliver letters by sending a priest out. So, since you're staying here for 8 days, it is possible for you to have the person who delivers letters to here provide that and then send them off.
A priest just shows up.
Let's see here. That is going to be expensive, though. For those who are also doing research, I believe
the show has money. It's fine.
Ada, you're one of them. What do you want to research?
Ada's going to spend 4 days looking over. Well, probably just like 2 days on Iomade and the 6 other days on the tomb.
The King's Tomb?
The King's Tomb, yeah, the one with the crown.
Okay. Give me investigation on the King's Tomb. This is a temple of Iomade. There's no roll required. You can get all the fluff stuff you want from the Face of Purity book as well as the wiki.
Can I use Ixen as a cute little assistant and get advantage? He does have 10 intelligence, just like Ada.
They have 10 intelligence, so yes. Since you're researching.
He helps me get stuff off the top shelf.
Oh,
I have
does he
mage
stand
hand
on your
for that.
head and?
Yeah, he lands on my head, and I like talk to him telepathically about stuff. He's like my rubber ducky in my programming. It's great.
Oh,
Bubber ducky, bubber ducky, bubber duck.
I have no problem summoning Minerva back, right, Sage?
No, they died. I mean, you can summon them back by spending more of the charges, but they did die.
Yeah. So I'll use one of my 7 and summon her back with Find Familiar.
Do I have to spend any money other than the cost of transcribing Layman's Tiny Hut to transcribe it?
No, nothing additional than the basic costs. No,
So,
Awesome.
do you want me to roll the investigation 4 times?
just once. It's per subject. So
It's per subject. Well, that's only a 12.
that's not bad.
When you called for investigations before, I rolled a 15, but that doesn't apply.
Yeah, 12 or 15 would also fail. Essentially, you would gain whatever knowledge they share with you about what they already found about the tomb, but nothing additional than that. All right, I got the distance covered. Oh crap! I deleted your token. Let me go drop down a.
Yeah, Renee would tell them about the whole disintegration trap in the tomb. Now she
So-
couldn't find anything.
For the show, your letter is going to cost. I need to just give you guys a new token so I can actually move you guys on the map. Your travel is going. I'm having issues. Your message is going to cost you. Divided by 100 because that's copper pieces base price. Man, that's cheap. This is also going to have to do some transport via sea, so you have to pay the messenger for that as well, which means you're also looking at 198 gold.
yep. Still not as expensive as an angry hicus. So
Excellent.
the letter will be sent. The show takes the yell.
All right. Very good. Very good.
Fear the wrath of the significant other.
It's
All
true.
right. Very good. Very good. Any other investigations through the library that I need to handle? Or is that everything?
Oh yeah, you already
And
had.
just
Paul
that I
do
get
this.
1 roll for 4 days of research.
What are
Well-
you doing for the other 3 days?
Who, me?
No, Ada.
They
I
were.
was wanting to use them all, finding more
They-
about that. Yeah.
Yeah. They spent 2 days looking into Imade, and then they spent the remaining 6 looking into that location. Yeah. And the number of days does not determine the number of rolls, it determines how much information you can gain from it. So, because you're spending more time looking into it. Yeah, since you spent more days than I defaulted it to for the others, which was 4, you would gain more information if you succeeded. But you did not. So it was unfortunate. Yeah. Just because I don't want to have 1 roll for every day, that's a lot of rolls, which are unnecessary. But that is all covered. You guys' downtime concludes as you have all completed your research and have acquired your information for those who succeeded and all that good stuff. And we return 8 days later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On the 10th of November. Which reminds me, I have to
How
go look
many?
at something real quick.
How many of
Oh.
our magic items are ready?
I do have a question, Sage. When I was looking for information on Nakazalayan, did I find anything about acquiring angelic power or anything like that?
Nope.
That
How
feels
much more
bad.
angelic power could you possibly want?
I mean,
Godhood.
a cool subclass that isn't paladin based, or prestige
cool
class that
hat.
isn't paladin based.
A cool hat, perhaps? Blows lightly.
If you're wanting a warlock prestige class, while it is possible for there to be a celestial one, you're not going to find it here. So you'll need to continue your search. And please, for the love of God, ask in character. Because I will turn down anything that's like, I want to look for my side quest.
Yeah, I wish I had information to go on to ask in character for looking for my side quest.
Yeah.
I just
Alright.
know that one exists out of character.
But yes, indeed. So, that is the downtime. In terms of items being completed, 1, 2, 3. You guys missed market day. That's unfortunate. 3 items have been completed, so you guys will need to return to Sonata/Troubadour to get those acquired. There's also an item in Troubadour that will be completed tomorrow, and then Ada's Sword will be completed on the 13th, so 3 days from now. So what would you guys like to do?
Can I ask them about my staff? See if they know anything about it. It's the Divine Light staff.
Yeah, I'm just bringing up the information on it. Super items, here we go. They would know that it is a exceedingly powerful staff. Would they know about its legacy? I'm pretty sure that one specifically. Let me go look at my super items list for DM land.
Is it specifically not here?
I'm pretty sure it's Sarenrae focused, so you would need to be going to that temple, not here.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Iomedae is the inheritor. They are the crusading goddess. While Sarenrae is the goddess of fire and light of this planet, so I'm pretty sure it's dedicated to her. I just have to go make sure. Super items of Cyric. Foci. Here we go. Divine Light. That should be a tier 2. Yeah, tier 2. Yes, they would mark or show you some of the markings upon the staff itself and point out that these are indeed not of their faith but of Sarenrae. You would need to seek out one of their faithful. Well, one of their learned faithful.
Do they have any temple recommendations?
Unfortunately, Sarenrae is not a heavily favored religion within Kalbesh. It is a known religion. There are some priests, but they don't really have any permanent structures here so much as they have a few shrines. The only place they would recommend would be the realms of Natan to the east, as that is the realm of the Sun Elves who worship her as their patron.
Was there a temple of Sarenrae in the capital where we took Floof? Or was this just a priest of Sarenrae?
The temple of Sarenrae, the priest of Sarenrae that you brought them to. Okay, now I'm getting confused. 1 second. I'm gonna make sure I'm not thinking of the other country I just made. 1 second, because I might be thinking of Vazia, or not Vazia of the Rayla.
When
I was
you
about to say you
get your
named a
entire
country after Vaz.
countries mixed up.
I've been working on Ghosts. I've been making a lot of countries and making their stuff. So you know.
Just D&D things.
Do you have Sarenrae as one of your main or one of your sides? Abadar, Gorum, and let's see here, Shellen, Abadar, Gorum, Aristil, Caden, Kalian. Okay, no, Sarenrae is a thing. So yes, they would recommend the Temple of the Dawnflower within Troubadour. Okay, that's my bad. I was thinking of Vrayla. Yes, that would be a location for you to go to.
Well, isn't that convenient that we have to go to Troubadour?
Mm-hmm. But yes, now that is all covered, your downtime has been achieved. What would you guys like to do?
I think maybe we should just like wait a few days and gather up all of our items.
What was Paul doing during the downtime as far as we could see?
Ask him in character.
You were busy within the library, so while you were busy, they were also busy doing their own thing. They were not seen within the library, so you would have no idea. And Minerva was also scouting the place itself, so they would have seen them in the guest house during the first day. That's the limit of it because they were just doing trying to be fast. So yeah, unless they tell you in character, you have no information on what they were doing.
Okay, so no, we didn't really see him around the bowl.
Yeah, you saw them in the guest house during like dinner and lunch and all that. Taking their breaks, but you didn't really see them while you were in the library. No.
Okay. And he just left, so I can't ask character.
I will say, Vaz, you would see them, and I will DM you what you saw.
Okay, and it's like what, 3 days, 2 days travel to get back to the waste shrine?
Or instant if someone uses a teleportation circle.
Oh yeah, I forgot they have that.
Is Ixen still fireproof?
Nope, he is Pseudo Dragon.
I was gonna play catch with him with Produce Flame.
Well, to play normal catch.
Yeah, but when he was fireproof, he would totally chase after a ball of fire that you throw in the air.
Yeah, but normal catch.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, Paul is AFK because they're the one who can teleport you guys. To answer your question of distance and time travel to get to the Way Shrine and then back, you are looking at divided by slow moving or fast pace.
Oh, John's driving now, so I suppose it's up to him.
Well, I probably just doing the normal. Would go the medium.
All right. It would take you 14 days.
Woo!
What about the very close Way Shrine?
That is the one I'm going to.
There's one that's like a day and a half.
Sorry, I divided that by hours.
Okay.
14 hours.
Hours.
So
Drop a zero.
Yeah, 1 and almost 2 days. It's 1.75 days, essentially.
So I'm like,
unless we
didn't
want to
it
go
take us a
check
day
out
and a half?
Kraken's Hollow on the way down.
If you want to go Kraken's
yeah.
Hollow, you'd have to go past the Way Shrine and then come back up.
Did we get any sending messages from Daniel?
Over the 8 days. Let's see here. What were my rolls on that before?
Or just general check-in? Hey, I'm still alive.
I'll go look at the spell real quick.
And I'm not familiar with the Tasha's version, but the UA version had unlimited sending.
One second.
The Far Scribe is the invocation name.
I'm aware. Let's see. They would have 2 chances of that. All right. On the 7th and 8th day, you would receive sendings. The 7th day, they're letting you know that they're fine. They have gathered what they could and are making their way to Kraken's Hollow. On the 8th day, they would send a sending saying that the town is quiet. It seems reserved in some way. And they will continue investigating.
She'll just remind him again of what happened to Ada and Paul, of being banished to the abyss and the villagers were possessed, and tell him to be careful. For one of the sendings, the second sending, the first sending, she'll just say, there's this temple here to Iamade, the Chapel of the Watcher, whatever this place was called. They know Ezekiel here, so if you ever need info, this is a good place.
Alright. Let's see here.
I'm back. Did I miss
Welcome back.
anything?
Yes, everything. The world is over. We
Oh,
died.
no.
Everything's
we've got
dead.
we've got to make new things. We accidentally contacted Sirik, so
It happened.
We're talking mad shit.
Indeed. But yes, for the return trip, are you wanting to take the carriage? It was suggested that possible teleportation back. What are your thoughts there, since you are the teleporter?
Me?
Yes.
Oh. Well, we do have access to like the way shrines or whatever, so I feel like that's probably the fastest way to get around. Because we're all attuned to both Sonata, Troubadour, and Temple of the Warden way shrines.
Yeah.
Although the Temple of the Warden Way Shrine is a day and 3/4 away.
We could take the cart there.
That is why.
Yeah,
it's
with
day
the
and
cart,
three-quarters.
it's a day and 3/4.
Oh, okay. Let's see. How many castings of Teleportation Circle do I have? I have 9 castings of it available, so we could just flash TP to wherever we want to go.
Probably Troubadour first, because all our items in Troubadour are ready, right?
Not all of them, no. The anti-scrying enchantment's done the next day in Troubadour.
The next day in Troubadour.
Yeah, that's this anti-scrying and Ada's sword are done after the current date. So, would you like to teleport or would you like to take the way shrine?
I think we should just
if we-
teleport to Troubadour, get our items there, take the way shrines to Sonata, get our item that's there, stay at the estate for the night, the next day go back to Troubadour, get the item.
And are you going
Yeah,
to
sure.
stay for the remaining 3 days or 2 days after that to get Ada's sword, or are you going to head out afterwards?
We should probably wait for the sword, right?
Although,
I mean-
hilariously, Ada now no longer uses swords, does she?
Nope, I do not, but it is fancy. I don't really need it though, because I think all I did was just like cold enchantment on it.
You know who does use swords?
Who?
I have proficiency in swords.
If
I
you're
used to remember
Fonto.
a time when your entire character concept was sword, and that was it.
yeah. I think is your last
Now
name
it's-
Sword?
It's Dragon Priestess now.
Okay, making them up as we go.
No,
Yes.
their last name's still like Il Sort of, and it's fine.
But yes,
I like the idea of teleporting to Troubadour, and then we can say hi to our parents, Paul.
Yeah.
Sage was not ready for this.
Troubadour sounds good. I can visit the Temple of Siren Ray, ask about the staff.
I
I'm
can't
sure
Floof
stay
might
wanna
away
visit
from
there
the
too.
temple.
Floof says
Siren
also-
Ray, not get smited.
all right. So that case, you're going to be spending the next 3 days picking up items, resting within your home, speaking with parents, looking through a Temple of Sarenrae. Is this correct?
This
For
would
when
be
we
correct.
for when we get the items in Hanada, John will take that time to drop off or to give Willow that feathered choker he bought.
Excellent. All right. So, in that case, for the next 3 days, I do need to check to see if there's an encounter on the road before this, actually, because it is a day travel, or day and 3/4 travel. So
I
first
thought we were
day-
just teleporting directly to
Oh,
Troubadour.
are you teleporting? You
Yeah, I was going to use teleportation
Okay,
circle to
no.
get us to Troubadour.
Instant then. Okay.
And then we're
No
out of
worries.
here.
All right. So in that case, additional 3 days of downtime. I see 2 things that need a little bit of like actual conversation before things continue. First thing of which, do you have anything particular you want to do, or you just want to be like, "Hey, parents, how's it going?"
Not just touching base, doing in character things that in character person would do.
Okay.
I actually do
I
want to
do-
ask them about something, and that's
Yeah, I do. I want to
what's
see
being
their
discussed
parents.
at like the war meetings, because they've been going to that and we haven't.
All right. Man, you actually would be allowed in on those because you're fucking rank augur now.
Ha!
Wait, hold on. Do you
Don't say it,
outrank
don't
your own
say it.
father now?
Do I
Ah.
outrank my own father?
You do.
Ha!
Got him,
I
Dad.
can give my dad orders. Excellent.
Fuck you, Dad.
I didn't think about that. Oh no. Oh man.
Oh, he
You
doesn't
walk
know I've
in
been
and Paul's
promoted yet.
father is secretly
No.
an
I don't think
archmage
so.
now.
All
Your
right.
son is
Well, we'll
secretly
do
an
the
augur
easier
now.
one first then. Temple of Sarenrae. So, heading to the Temple of Sarenrae, what are you specifically going to do? Renee.
She'll ask Floof how Floof is feeling coming back here. Aside from
Floof
talking with
is-
Floof.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right, I was gonna say that Floof is feeling somewhat wary, but at the same time excited to go and wanting to actually go to a temple of Sam and everything like that after her boon and encounter with her.
As for what Renea does at the temple, she'll pull out the staff and show it to them and tell her what the priests of Iamade told her,
All right. Back to the super
and
items
ask if they know
page.
anything about this.
Super items of Sirik. It should be here. One moment. Go bring it some deeper lore books open.
Man's just pulling out the tome of
Deepest
the ancients.
lore.
What is your name? Here we are. All right. It is said that divine light was forged by the hands of Sarenrae herself. The battle against the rough beast. As she pulled it from the soul energy of of a fallen paladin who gave their lives to ensure strength would be given to Shellen and her people in this fight against. Before I continue, do you know what the rough beast is?
Did I?
I was muted. I do not. No.
And say what you're saying, Floof.
Would I have known what it was since I just had read about it?
Yeah, I was. This is more of like an out of character thing. Are you aware what it is?
I am not.
Oh, I do not.
The rough beast is the father or mother or creator of the Tarask. It is the
fun.
deity of end times, the deity of oblivion.
Fun.
Yeah, that's yeah. This fight was essentially the fight that would end Kydrin. And they fought against it. You know, all that good stuff. But it is said that divine light, when shown the radiant fire of the Dawnflower within the temple that was built over top this site of this Paladin's Fall, will be blessed once more with her power. For your particular knowledge, you must find the Temple of Zalodin. And go to your notes lab.
It wouldn't happen to be this temple, would it?
No.
They don't know where it is either, do they?
An attempt.
They do know where it is.
Oh.
The Temple of Zaladin is found within the realms of Natan. Let me go into the world map and make that thing visible for you.
Could really use that airship right about now.
Let's see here. Where are you? Blind. There's so many white temple markers. You know what? It's much easier if I just use the freaking map explorer. Because I'm a smart cookie. Alright, Control F for you so you're on this map. Loading, loading, loading. Here we go. Alright. So, that is the Temple of Zaladin. This
Hey, that's where Aiden's from.
That's where you guys are. Well, I imagine you're from the capital, which is not actually visible on the map. Let me go make that visible. There you go. Because, you know, no.
I always pictured Ada being like a. Because her noble house failed, so she had to marry in.
Okay, so you're one. I thought you were royal blood, not noble blood.
I mean, my backstory is noble.
Okay, then yeah, you can definitely be one of the noble houses within this area. It would actually make sense if your house failed that you were in this area, because a lot of the area over here has been corrupted by the blood of the rough beast. So it's a much more desolate than normal.
Into them.
So, yeah.
How long ago was this fight?
Where's the information? Well, it was during the current era, so during the astral divergence, about 1,000 or so years ago. I'd have to look at the actual date, but it's about 1,000 years ago. But yes, they tell you to go to the Temple of Zaladin.
They wouldn't happen to have a teleportation sigil there, would they?
No, they are not the Arcanostra. They do not have such magics.
Do they have a priest who has Word of Recall set there?
No.
I figured that too.
Actually, one second. The faith of Saren Ray started in that country, so they might actually. Word of Recall. Would you have this spell set to this location, or would you have it set to this new temple of yours? They would not have one linked to that particular temple, but they would have one linked to the capital of Ashvalari.
Which is still about the same distance from our closest teleportation circle.
I mean, to avoid just going through a giant wall of mountains.
I'm gonna guess there's tunnels. Whether they're safe is another question entirely.
But yes, that is what you gain knowledge-wise on that. For the parents' meeting, are you interested in that as well as Ada, or are you just letting Paul do Paul's thing?
Well, this
Well,
was
Ada will
your
let
idea.
Paul take the lead.
Okay.
Since he apparently wants to talk about like actual politics, Ada just wants to catch up.
Okay. So, in terms of the current state of the war, currently it is in a calm before the storm. They are aware that they have angered the Empire of Arendelle, and they are preparing their defenses as the slight that was given. They don't think this can be mended, although they have sent some ambassadors to perhaps ease things over. As such, they have been setting up battle plans and calling forth the mages, particularly many of those who are obdurers, to help prepare the nation's realm itself, the land, against the magics that they will likely try to perform once more, as they fear the Curse of Vestral. They're also aware that while in the past, Natan was sort of an ally to Kalbesh, they are not sure if this is still the case. So they have sent some ambassadors out east along the pass through here to go and discuss with the capital of Natan. In addition to that, there have been some rising reports of orcish movement from the south. The map and information given to them by a series of adventurers, grouping with them a half-giant and a red-haired woman and a particularly interesting man who has a man. I'm trying to remember Dayman's description, and I'm blanking here.
Gay man?
I'm describing the
Yellow.
old party.
Lots of yellow.
Yeah, I'm describing the old party.
Yep.
So, but yes, they described the old party and how they provided them a map and a date marking upon the Ridgewater Keep down south. As such, some armies have been gathering there to protect that border, as they are untrusting of the orcs down south. They have also sent some ambassadors out that way, but they have not returned, and nor have they responded to any of the sendings. As such, they are expecting them to be dead at this point in time. So they have sent more forces than usual to Ridgewater.
That answers that question if sending works on dead people.
Well,
Let's see here. Regarding the state of things out west, they have actually sent some traders out west to the free marches to perhaps gain a supply of what resources Kalbesh themselves do not produce. Basically trying to enhance trade so it's not lost from the trade that they already had, going out eastwards towards Natan, and some of the trade that they had with Arendelle, so they don't just get completely fucked in that regard. Do you have
Is
any
that a
particular questions?
massive swamp, the border between the two kingdoms?
The borders are actually drawn on the hidden layer, so I can see them, but you guys can't. For purposes of stream, no, I don't. I actually can't do that because there's so many freaking hidden tokens I don't want you guys to see. Essentially, this is the border of this river. and it also borders up here. So that is the border between the two. This swamp used to be a forest, as some of it still remains a forest.
Yeah, that was the swamp I was asking about.
Yep.
If it was the border.
It's the river and the swamp. But yeah, that is that information. Any particular questions you have, or does that cover what you were looking for?
Yeah, that basically covers what I was looking for on the war side of things. And then I'd like to RP a moment with my dad.
Excellent. Let me go and plop down a token. Or handout. I have his handout. I also have his token, but figured handout.
So
Oh
bad.
shoot!
I'm a higher
forgot.
rank than you now. How does it feel?
Dad, I'm gonna say something that may upset you.
Alright.
I forgot that we were
My name
moving
is now
Renea's family.
Pogger.
Renea would not have forgotten that they were moving her family and would have checked in with them to see.
Yeah, they're safe.
Did they make the move themselves?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, look at them being go-getters.
They didn't expect you to go all the way down there, considering you didn't even say you were going to go join them. Where is your father's handout? Here you go. Size. Native size. Plopping in the ocean. Here we go.
Huh, okay.
Wait, your dad is a merfolk?
Always has been.
Secretly, your dad is Dagmar, and your mom
I mean,
is...
we can't see his legs. He could be a merfolk.
Anyways, here is William Hayes Saladan, your father.
Handsome chap.
And I have to go remind myself of some other things, so I have to bring up some backstory notes.
Please tell me this man is going to tell Paul that Poggers is a stupid name.
Fuck you, please.
No, he sees no.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
No. I fully expect him to
Get to it, we
be
will.
no problem. Just like the show's name is not the pun. And
Show's name is a pun, and I will die on this hill.
Yes, you will.
The show's name is a pun. The show does not recognize the fact that his name is a pun. No one in his family does. It's a genetic inability.
John also refuses to. He can't see it.
And he only has one eye, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are people talking?
He can really only see one half of his name at a time, so he's a little...
Has issues putting it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
I have mac and cheese now. Life is good.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I got my knowledge I needed. So,
Alrighty.
as you approach your father, after being informed of the... Or do you want this to be pre-informing of the war stuff?
Let's do free.
Okay. As you approach your father, he would turn and look at you, a look of surprise upon his face. Oh, Paladin! I thought you were still at Sonata.
I've
Up here?
been around a bit. Do you notice anything different about me?
Can't quite... Wait a second. Are you an augur now?
Yes.
Well,
I
congrats, my
recently
boy.
got promoted.
Congrats indeed.
Thank you. And as such, I've decided to call myself Pogger from now on.
No one else is calling him that.
I was just joking on mac and cheese. Don't do that.
He is going to burst into laughter.
As your superior, I order you to respect that.
I'm gonna fucking mute myself. Hold on.
You know,
Power move.
I can't argue with that. My Lord Parker.
Yes!
No.
Get out.
Father, no.
He has a wide-ass grin. But in all serious. Really? When did you get the promotion?
4 days ago? 4 or 5 days ago? It was actually here. It was Let me see. It was, what was his name? Archmage Melanthrus. Yeah, we had a conversation with him, and as such, he promoted me to Augur.
I was wondering why he left the war meeting so swiftly. Well, wait. He left the war meeting to go and promote you. What for?
So I could have access to more information relevant to the Fey incursion.
Oh, I see. You're working with Sir Cord then.
I haven't actually. Yes, well, not alongside him. I think we're working on the same thing, but I've only interacted with him like 1 or 2 times.
I see. Well,
apparently he's been up to some things.
he has indeed. It's quite the complicated situation with that. The rising of the cult of Vendril.
Melanthrus did mention that.
Yeah, it is a sticky situation indeed.
Oh, that's true.
The war rising and the orcs. Oh, dear God. And he goes into the spiel about the war and all that you've already gained.
Cool.
Alright. I'll maybe go put you
But
back
how's
in this
everyone doing here, Father?
Well, the capital is...
Ada is still speaking difficultly, but speaking.
Well, the capital is certainly not home, but we have all found our place here for the time being. Your brother is taken to the war councils quite well, in fact, as has your sister. But is something wrong, Ada? You seem a little off.
The giant glowing eyes don't give it away.
Well, look,
With the swords for pupils.
Man, I don't know how many times she's dyed her hair, but I'd imagine that's not uncommon. Per your
She's probably
backstory.
dyed her hair a lot over
Yeah.
the years.
How many times has she dyed her eyeballs?
So, I mean, look, man,
More than you would expect?
shit's weird.
They are like
Ask,
a
okay?
professional enchanter. They could have just like made something and changed their eye
Yeah,
color.
it's he's seen weirder with Ada.
It's now canon that Ada had a goth phase where she dyed her eyes pure black.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna draw this.
totally.
Oh my god.
It's not a phase, Dad. It's who I am.
Oh my god!
I recently lost my hearing.
What? But how?
The goddess took it away.
Long story short, I was blessed by a god.
How is that a blessing?
2, actually.
2.
Ada will kind of like move her shirt a little bit out of the way to reveal the brand of Hestia.
What hell brand is that? You're not
It's
in
a,
another one of those cults, are you?
Another?
Another?
If it makes you feel better, I did not do this of my own choosing. Kind of
That
just
would make it
happened,
worse.
Father.
I mean, it does a little, to be honest.
The brand happened when I was brought back from the dead.
You died.
You were trying to give your father a heart attack.
To be fair, if he does, who takes over?
Yeah, that happened shortly after we returned from the Abyss.
What? I have to give him a con save now.
You're giving him a god? He's about to panic that.
Okay.
Dad has +5 con saves?
Yeah.
Your dad's a fucking tank. Remind me not to piss him off. He could just choke slam me in
Okay.
half.
Probably a
This-
fighter.
This frame is not doing him justice.
He's Armstrong.
When did you get back
Now
to
let
the
me
abyss?
show
And
you
why in the 9 hells did you go to the abyss in the first place?
Well, we
Now
didn't
let
go
me
to the
show
9
you
hells,
my
we went to the
dad
Abyss.
down in the
You know what I
Celadon
mean. Why did
family.
you go there?
Well, funny story. So
Please say you didn't
y-
get drunk.
no. We were the two of us were investigating something up in Kraken's Hollow, and while we were there, we met a sorceress who had dominated the entire town and banished us to the abyss.
So you're the one Sir Cord was talking about then?
Yes.
By the gods. But you're back now. Nothing bad happened there?
To us, no.
We met this real asshole named Deshow.
This fucking cowboy.
He has this ridiculous name that he insists is not a pun.
We have this, and Ada will pick up Exen from off her shoulder and
we have a
hold him out.
Is that a
His
dragon?
name is Ixen.
You found a dragon in the abyss.
Close to it, yes.
I feel like we have many days worth of catching up to do.
I am having a heart attack.
Anyways. Is that like a new pet of yours, or...?
Our souls are combined?
Right.
Right.
Like a familiar, or
Hey.
something else?
Ada points out the scales she has growing out of her skin
Oh, dear
now.
God.
I did. These kind of happened.
This wouldn't have to be a thing with your mother, is it?
It is from my ancestry, yes.
Good to know. Good to know. That would explain some things.
Oh!
Oh, Father.
Yes.
Also, check this out, and I'm going to activate my Blessing of Iomade.
That's you chose the wings, correct?
Yeah, the wings.
Yeah, so son, you chose the wings. That's not gonna do.
He's gonna just look at you, silent. Kind of look like his picture there, where it's kind of like, huh?
Be not afraid.
Be not. Goddamn. God, I wish John was fucking here.
So-
for this. This is dumb.
Let me get this straight. You went to the abyss. You died. You came back somehow. You
Ada's
were
nodding along so far.
you were blessed by a deity upon your rebirth, or a cult. I don't know what that symbol is. I expect it's a deity, though. You then were blessed by another deity, or cursed in your case, as you now are deaf, and you have wings.
Correct.
Iomade, yes.
The Crusader. She has been setting up her own claim, trying to get into the Mysterium. Well, suppose you could have done worse. Of a patron. Well, I'm glad you're all right and you're not dead.
Yeah, me too.
Is there anything else I need to know?
We burned down the house.
Yes, Thok is currently staying in the estate.
And one of our friends' family who might be targeted is staying at the estate, I believe.
Who is that?
Renea. You,
Wait, but who other than Thok is staying at the estate?
Renea's family.
Family.
Okay, gotcha.
It's good to see you mended things with Thok. What size of a family is talking about here? Like a parent, or like a sibling, or...
If I remember right, they have talked about 3 siblings and their father and mother.
I think it's 4 siblings. No, 3. Daniel's away.
Oh, it's that one. Okay. That's fine. Thought you were bringing in more vagrants.
Well,
Well, that's the rest of the party.
That we do not talk about John.
Oh
Y'all
my gosh!
had a
Imagine
wonder-
they pop home for like half an afternoon, and they just
Y'all
walk
had a-
in, set down the travel bags. It's like, it's nice to be home, and John's there eating a sandwich.
y'all had a wonderful wine cellar. Had a wonderful wine cellar. I drank it all. Goodbye. This fucking zombie man just puts up his fucking bandana, walks out the house. Nah, he probably dimension doorway in that scenario.
I
Yeah,
figured
and
we
then
should
counterspelled to hell.
come stop by and catch up on what we're doing.
Well, I'm glad you did. Little concerned about what you're doing.
Why would you ever make it?
What are you in fact doing?
About to go take on another dragon soul like me.
Wait. You're going to fight a soul? Or, like, you're going to take on, like, you're going to envelop it?
We're going
That
to
does
go
not
kill a
seem-
dragon lady.
Yes.
Ah. Are you prepared for this? You're talking with the Draconis Legion.
Ada will kind of pat Ixon on the head.
Ada's been doing a lot of talking with the Draconis Legion, if you know what I mean.
Right.
At least I think that was Draconis Legion.
I haven't been there, no. I've been talking with the Ministerium.
Ministerium, that's what it was.
Are we talking a dragon, or are we talking like a half-dragon? Or
I'm
like
not
a
entirely
dragon
sure.
sorcerer?
I believe she has the blood of dragons.
Okay. Well, in that case, be safe and, I mean, you've survived the abyss, so I imagine you should be fine against a dragon lady.
I sincerely hope so.
He's pausing there, like kind of thinking if he wants to say something, and he thinks better of it.
Oh, no, detect motive, detect motive!
Got him?
Last time you used that, I
I
had
would at
no
least try to
clue.
use it. I want to at least try to protect his
All right.
motive, see what he's currently, what is it? Chain, what is it? Yeah. I'm just gonna copy paste it and you can decide what I get from it.
All right. You are using your prediction. Predict motive.
I just want to try to use them as much as possible because they're neat.
All right. What's your spell DC?
It is 16 for that.
Rip.
He has a +8. That's scary. Uses the villain point. Wait.
Imagine if I used a villain point right there. How scared you guys would be. Like, wait, my father's a villain?
Wait. Honestly, probably.
What is he? Con and Wiz?
Do you think he's not a fucking sorcerer?
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorcerers do get con and Wiz.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. He's a fucking silver fox, and he's got a con save and Christmas save. He's totally a sorcerer.
Look at this man.
God, I'm just
gonna
gonna
be
start
right back.
stealing all your fucking characters.
Alright, let's see here. You have a feeling that he, through your flash of insight, He was going to mention, please don't adopt another one.
Was he talking about dragon or people or?
Both.
People.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have another stray being adopted. And that's more regarding, like, not like a familiar. That's fine. He's more meaning like, bringing in another rando.
We do not plan to, Father.
Plan to what?
Bring in another stray.
Oh, rubber snipples. I'm gonna leave that there. It's been good to see you both. I need to get back to the war meeting.
That's been great seeing you too.
All right. With that, he would give both a good old hug, and they'll make his way out back into the council chamber.
Poor guy.
As he cries himself to sleep.
Oi! Oi!
Anyways, with that is the two major RPs that needed to happen. The rest is just downtime. So, your bag enchantment, Floof, you're on your bag of holding, is completed. Your bag now has a non-detection enchantment placed upon it. Do you have the information on that, or do I need to send it?
Woo. I would appreciate if you sent it.
All right, let me just scroll up then.
Has Floof revealed that she has wings, or has she not done that yet?
Add this to your bag.
I have not. Thank you.
I'm just making sure this is the one I needed to post. Okay, this. There you go. Alright, has been given. I can mark it as white now. The unicorn enchantment, let me go grab that, because that is also achieved.
It wouldn't happen to be non-attunement, right?
It's totally attunement.
All right,
Is
who
Floof's
wants
bag
my
basically what we
Youngstone?
need?
Alright, the item itself, you can name it whatever you want, but this is the enchantment upon it. Let me actually do this so it looks better. And I'll do that with the aura of detection one as well. There you go.
Oi!
Hey! Stupid cat! I love you.
Cat's trying to eat things.
Sorry.
Alright, to show your lightning sword has been completed.
Hell yeah!
Let me scroll down. A lightning rod. Copy. That's just one. Yeah, okay, cool. Paste. Actually, I'm going to go back to that and just edit it and then copy because it has formatting.
You do need to edit the unicorn spirit so it doesn't say druid level. At the very last sentence.
Oh. There you go. Alright, that is your lightning rod there. And you guys are staying as well for the anti-scrying enchantment. Let me go see where I put that.
Your Iron Stone is a +2 wisdom, right?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Right.
Oh,
She's gonna have
sorry.
to ask.
The Aura of Non-Detection is the anti-scrying one. Your bag itself, so that Aura of Non-Detection, that is the anti-scrying effect. Your bag of Non-Detection is simply it's non-attunement, so you can just add it to your bag, but it has the additions of the non-detection spell.
So basically,
Alright, cool,
but
thank
only inside the bag.
Sweet.
And
Floof's
then
bag should be double protected.
my bag just has the alarm spell tied to it. Yeah.
Go back to my list here. Your bag?
Yeah. I had a alarm spell being enchanted on my bag.
1 second.
It was one of the first things we got enchanted.
After someone stole my diamonds.
Not stolen. What are you talking about?
They were stolen. Paul brought them back.
He misplaced them.
Oh yeah,
Temporarily, for benefit.
that's true. I forgot about Nubu. Da.
But while we're in Troubadour, if I could get like a list of like staffs and wands I could trade Mage Slayer for / buy.
Well, for future note, I would appreciate heads up on if you guys want to go shopping, so I can have that prepped.
I said it a few times.
I mean in downtime, so it's in writing.
I did.
Where? I
Right,
have 5 questions, then I have Floof has agreed to teach Ada to sing, and then that's it.
I know I put it in here.
Oh, it's
swear.
before. It's before. I skipped that because I marked unread on Renee's questions, thinking that was where I needed to scroll up to. And that's my bad then, not your bad. All right. Well, I will look through the book, and I will provide you options, and they will be converted after purchase. It is easy to convert things, so it's yeah. So last thing though is your sword. You thought wrong, by the way. It was not a simple enchantment.
What'd I do?
It's fancy. There's your sword.
It's fancy.
Oh, Jesus.
That stopped being useful 2 classes ago.
Well, it's still a thing. Let me go bring up the market options real quick so I can give you some basic staff choices.
I'm still proficient in it. It's just I have 1 dex.
What's your strength?
0.
Minus
Well, it's
1.
actually +2 because of the cutlets.
Give to Floof.
Alright, and you're wanting staffs, rods, or wands, correct?
Just the echo
Yeah,
in the background.
magical implements.
Alright. Let's see here. Let's look through staffs first. Boop, 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 boop. What's a good one to go through?
Oh, Renee will give you that meta magic rod. Careful spell, 1 a day. Since Ada's much more on the, you might want to have your allies pass their saving throws when you're throwing fire at them.
Alright.
Maybe.
There is a rune staff of abjuration. This staff allows the wielder to cast certain spells taken from the staff's charges itself. The staff has 3 charges. These spells are Banishment, Dispel Magic, Globe of Invulnerability. Make sure this is the still a spell in 5e. So I know there's a version. I just don't want to make sure the name's the same. Protection from energy and shield. It weighs 4 pounds and just lets you use those spells by taking a charge. With the higher level spells taking 2 charges rather than 1. So if it's a 4th level or higher spell, it takes 2 charges.
Okay.
Let's see here. We also have...
I'm mostly looking for one that will be used as an actual attacking staff. I don't know.
Well, they're all considered magical implements. So they're all that. That one is specifically a 12th level magical item, which means that it is a +2 magical implement by default. Since my conversion would make it a +2, essentially. So, So if you're wanting something in particular, I can go through this book because there's a lot of staffs. Um,
We can do that later. We don't need to do it like right now.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
We can do it over the week. It's cool.
Very good, very good. In that case, you spend your time looking through the shops in Troubadour and acquire some stuff and things, possibly. And that covers those. We are now on the 13th of November.
If we could copy paste the metamagic rod and iron stone things.
They're on your loot list.
Technically, that stone belongs to Desho and was loaned to Renea, so,
Yeah. Yeah. I still have those rings, by the way. They're chilling in my inventory.
If
Yeah,
you're wanting
she'll,
the item list, JC, go to the item lab and go to pins. Should be second one.
So now that she no longer has the attunement slot for it, she'll offer it back, but say that Ada might be able to use it.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Now-
He gives back the rings. Here are these back.
Thank you for holding on to them.
Well, we all need collateral. Yeah, Ada.
All right.
Yes.
Would you like this? And he holds up the iron stone. On land.
I could definitely use that.
Sure. He holds it out.
Now Ada has higher wisdom than I do.
All right. For the plans for the future, you guys have finished your downtime. You guys have options. What is your next course of action? Where would you like to go?
Didn't we want to go to the Crown Tomb?
Go make
So
sure.
we were going to get our items to go take on the Dragon Lady, weren't we?
Yeah.
I
then
think
we
we had
have
a
to-
dragon lady to go find.
Didn't we decide that the Crown Tomb was more important, though? More time sensitive?
I don't remember this.
Same.
Killing another sister is more important. We kill her. I'm gonna do some character that's more interesting. We kill her, and that sets back their goal.
Don't forget that the Archmage did say that they were going to send people after Valle too.
That they are. So why not kill two?
I thought they were setting stuff up to the Kraken's Hollow and we were dealing with Dragon's Lady.
They were doing both, actually.
Kraken's Hollow. I thought that's where the
That's
Black
Syl.
Lady is. Whoever she is.
That's Syl.
Still, sure.
And he was also talking about sending people after Soraya with information we gave.
Why can't y'all just have more simple names like John?
He
Paul,
did
Hengel McCrane
tell us that he wasn't going to send anyone after the crown because that should probably stay more secret, if I remember correctly.
which means probably not many others know about it.
Other than whoever hired that Red Dragonborn's mercenary company.
That boy's probably dead.
But someone hired them,
Someone hired him.
and the person who
boy's
hired
dead.
them is probably not dead.
The
Look,
next
if we're too
one-
late, I could find him quite easily using magic.
That too. We should go kill the dragon.
I agree.
Okay.
Well,
A.
it's not the Red
gonna
Dragon
sound
guy. I'm
cliche.
concerned about. It's
It's gonna
whoever
sound
hired
cliche.
them hiring a new party.
If we
My
could find him, we
goddamn
could
trigger
interrogate
finger's
him.
getting itchy. Let's go shoot a goddamn green dragoness.
Let's go to the dragon. That's what we've been building towards.
Okay. I mean, I just remember that a number of people were thinking crown first. And yet now you suddenly are all dragon.
What's it matter?
I mean, it doesn't, but
Then, onto the cart, unless... Wait, hold on. I'm gonna hold my own horses. Do we know where she is?
She's
Roughly.
somewhere north of Stag's Glen.
You know,
take
this
it.
is the lair of a green dragon. You believe this lair is the lair of her mother and perhaps her own personal base. Per what you guys have found out earlier.
So we go.
Oh yeah,
to,
Renee will also say hi to your family, introduce them all.
Right. So there's a way shrine.
How many of them
Right
question you,
here.
Ron?
That is
thinking
within the
we can wait
underworld.
shrine.
Yeah, the one that you went to when you were in Nemelfia's lair.
Yeah. We just need to go to the one within Demelfi's.
And we can ask her if she's found where Soraya is hiding out.
That too. Is this a volcano?
Yes.
The Warm Smoke Mountains are volcanoes.
Oh,
Us-
I'm now seeing the other. I've not looked at the worm smoke
Sage,
mountains.
did you find the notes that said I had the bag of alarm?
I didn't see it in downtime, but JC's also backing you up, so that's 2 people. So your bag also has alarm on it. But for things like that, make sure it's posted in downtime, so I don't question it. So just so it's in writing, and I'm like, cool, we're good, we gotcha.
Well, if we're back down into the forest, that ain't no problem. We can get there in moments. Oh, let me get that choker out of my inventory.
So your plan is to go to the forest then?
Yeah, let's... Where's the nearest way shrine to Sonata?
The one right outside the city gates.
Yeah.
Let's go to that one then.
All right.
And then go to there.
You are correct, JC. Those are not in the thing I'm adding them to it now, though. So that should be updated at the very bottom of the list.
Also, for anyone who's curious, Renea's family is her father and mother, redheaded, twins, who are 12, also redheaded, and a 6-year-old sister, also redheaded.
Everyone's redheaded.
Everyone.
Yes.
So this is a family of soulless people.
It should be noted that while they are on the shorter side, none of them are as unusually short as Renea is, at least for their ages.
Why are you so small? So basically, M baby.
Basically.
Am small.
So basically,
Basically, I'm
no Takumangi.
All right. So teleporting over to Sonata. You are now at Sonata. What is your next course of action?
Take a quick John out to here. I assume.
I mean, why don't you just use that way shrine to teleport to here?
That's what we were gonna do.
Oh,
So you're not teleporting to Sonata. You're teleporting to the arena.
well, we had to
Oh.
go to Sonata to get the last of the items.
Ah, okay. That was the reason for it. Okay.
Yeah, and
I
so
see.
that John could hand off or
Excellent.
to give the gift.
All right.
Say hi to Renea's family, all that good stuff.
Gift is handed out. There's awkward conversation, I assume. If you want to RP it or not.
I
will
want to
leave.
hear it.
Okay, there you.
I vote for hearing it.
It is up to John.
I will oblige because also it'll be amusing since he's now looks. I guess now he looks like he's blind in one eye and it's not the fake eye. Since that one's milky and dead looking.
All right.
This is a fun curse.
So, are you wearing a bandana when you go to meet her?
I am in public. It can be assumed unless we are out camping or we are in like Paul's home or something or with trusted people. John's wearing a bandana.
Okay.
He might like flip it up to like take a swig.
If you ever do
Or
that,
something,
let
but-
me know during this conversation.
Got you. I will.
But
It'd
yeah.
be so funny if you did that by accident.
It's
Hold on, I'm thirsty. Reveals like fleshless face.
just. I mean, that's probably what will happen because he's not used to it.
All
It
right.
should be noted, Renea will ask you not to scare her family,
Not scared.
especially the 6-year-old.
As you
Can
make
I
your
scare
way,
one of the 12-year-olds?
No.
As you
Ma'am,
make
you're
your
no
way
fun.
through the streets of Sonata to the tavern where Willow works at, you'd find her there. Um, per the
Oh,
time of day, she would actually be on her lunch break, so she would be outside the tavern.
preferable.
As you approach, she would kind of sit up from her chair, or sorry, not sit up, but look up from her position on the chair next to the next to her food because she's at a table eating. Oh, John, what brings you back here?
Howdy. I mainly just wanted to, once again, continually here,
Okay, she doesn't notice.
apologize for all the trouble. If you ever need anything from me, don't hesitate. I had a plan of a way to contact you, and then some less than fortunate things happened. But I did want to give you this as a gift to remember me if you need that. I don't know. I thought it looked pretty. I thought you would like it. We're off to go fight a dragon, so that'll be fun.
She's gonna blink. She looks like she was going to perhaps decline or something. You're not quite sure unless you want to insight her, but then you said dragon. Now she's speechless. You're going to fight a dragon?
Half dragon sort of deal. It's part of the job, part of the business I'm helping with, which I suppose is now. I suppose it's now with the government of this place. I don't know how a small job that a small job turned into a very big job, and it's slowly getting bigger. But hopefully that can bring more coin back here. But he will set it on, like, I assume he's on like a bench. He will set it down. And because now is a enjoyable time, he will go for his flask, take up the bandana second, take a drink.
All right. She's looking at the necklace at this point in time, the choker. I'm gonna give her one more perception check because she isn't paying too much attention.
Unperceptive.
All right. She's looking at the choker as you pull up the bandana and take a swig. She doesn't seem to notice because the DC was 10 for her.
Oh,
So
damn!
fucking luckily for her.
That would have been funny though.
She will then look up, holding the choker. Be careful.
Raise the boy well. I'm in no position to ask you anything, and I know you're already doing that. But I suppose I technically have a legacy now. Raise him well for me. I'll continue to do the best I can, but my job is going to keep me away. And in some ways, that might be a good thing.
Understand? Are you going to fight a dragon? A dragon woman?
Some dragon woman. It's... Most of this confuses me. Most of it is not my expertise, but we get that done and we get a few other things, and hopefully we stop anything bad to happen into Calbesh. So that's always nice.
Well, you have nothing to worry about here. Take good care of Miles. With the generous gift you provided.
Well, you know me, I'm bad at walking away from things, so I'm gonna do that now. Have a wonderful lunch.
Alright.
Yep. And to avoid any further awkwardness of having to like walk away, he just fucking dimension doors back to Paul's house.
You will begin saying goodbye, and then all you hear is g as you just pour it out of there. All right.
But
All right. Now with that achieved, what is the plan?
One quick question, Sage. How much would a leather choker cost?
Just like a basic leather choker?
Yeah, so freedom of movement, the material component, is a leather strap wrapped around the arm or a similar appendage. So basically, I'm looking for a choker I can use in a pinch, if necessary, to wrap around my arm for freedom of movement.
Let's see here. You would be looking at
Or a leather bracelet, or like something like that. Something that seems innocuous, but could be used to affect it.
What is the price of leather, so I make sure this is accurate.
Or does Ada have a spare one from her goth phase?
got him?
You are looking at a gold.
I'm gonna hop from the call
Okay.
for a bit.
But why though? What you doing? They have already gone.
Well,
Need answers. Plus two gear was really expensive, right, Sage? Like several thousand.
It's pretty expensive, yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
What is the plan for you guys? So,
The plan is to use the way shrines in Sonata, go to here
let me
in
go back to
Stag's
the map.
Glen,
Alright.
the Rowena Way Shrine.
Gotcha.
Talk to Nemelphia if she's figured out anything about Saraye, and then go up there and kill a dragon.
Alright. Now that we have what's going to be happening in the future, I can begin closing things out because we're down a Vaz who I thought they would be here for the remainder, but that's unfortunate. They also had internet issues, so it's understandable. I don't know where JC is, so perhaps Floof can put, inspiration, insight on that.
Yeah, JC's mom went and surprised them outside with some sort of Valentine's gift.
Secret
I am
gift
staying
stuff.
in here while he goes outside.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, in that case, you guys can teleport on over to Nemelphia's glade and make it to her glade, no issue. Easy clap, bam, boom, done. And from there, that is where I will call the session.
What happened to the long
Okay.
session plan?
Well, first off, we're missing Vaz now, who was the reason why we would be able to have a long session.
Yeah, like
Secondly,
Forgive.
though, I totally thought, per what everyone said last session, you guys were going to go to the dungeon at the Forlorn Graveyard, which is what you were.
see,
trying
I
to go
wasn't
do.
crazy.
That's
Like,
what you
that
guys
was
said.
the plan.
See, I also thought that.
So, and then you guys chose Serenef's lair, which I have the idea there. I have the framework. I don't have the maps. So, I need to make those maps. Because I thought you guys were going to do that afterwards.
I also kind of thought.
So,
See, I knew I wasn't crazy.
So, like, I know the place is the layout and all that. I just need to get the maps prepped for you guys. And the mobs prepped. Token-wise, specifically. But, other than that, hope you all enjoyed the session.
Very much. Thank you,
Imagine
Sage.
we will have very interesting floof art in the near future. But that is where I'm going to close it out here. Goodbye, stream.